H fans, people interwebs, it's me, Sam SG1, coming at you for another Starship, the official Starships collection review. This time we're doing issue number 139. Yes, I'm getting caught up. The Vaadwaur Assault Fighter. And as per usual, a nice glossy magazine and the ship itself. But more on that in a little while. So we'll just get straight on with this one. Specification. Location Delta Quadrant, type fighter, in operation 15th century. 70 metres approximately, crew 1, subspace, propulsion subspace corridor, weaponry, particle cannons. And we get a real nice CG render of the ship there. It's the same one from the front cover, but reversed, but that ain't a bad thing. Come on, right, I've said this, I've started to notice this a lot. Every time they show this, the first page of the ship, there's always a planet in the background. It's probably Earth, actually. But, come on, there's more space phenomena. Just have black space or you know, nebula, or even in the subspace corridor or something, you know, a bit more thematic. It's getting a bit tired, that's all. So the Vaadwaur Assault Fighters were highly agile craft that were equipped with twin particle cannons. They were able to cross vast distances using subspace corridors, and squadrons of fighters were used to conquer numerous worlds throughout the Delta Quadrant. So kind of a bit like a less sophisticated version of the Iconians. The Vaadwaur never kept written records of the subspace corridors that they had navigated because they did not want the knowledge to fall into the enemy hands. Instead, the Vaadwaur committed the corridors to memory. And then we've got various images from the episode Dragon's Teeth and another CG render of the ship there as well. It's a good episode, actually. I quite like Dragon's Teeth. Gedrin was a Vaadwaur scientist who set up stasis pods for 600 of his species. The Vaadwaur were... It's a good name, isn't that? Vaadwaur. Were the point of defeat against their enemies. And the plan was to have them go into stasis and protected underground chamber. They intended to arrive in there after 5 years, but the stasis pods were damaged and they were not awakened until 892 years later. Gedrin came to regret how his people conquered the other species in the past and helped Voyager escape after the fellow survivors turned on the Starfleet crew, even though it cost him his life. And we get text specs there. Really nice, really nice, really nice. In 2377, the USS Voyager encountered a heavily modified Vaadwaur Assault Fighter in an area of the Delta Quadrant known as the Void. It was unclear that this was operated by the Vaadwaur or it was being used by another species. The Vaadwaur knew how to look after subspace corridors and kept them pristine. By the 24th century hour, the corridors had become filled with debris, including organic residue, metal fragments, and plasma exhaust. The Vaadwaur used to use subspace corridors to travel as far as the Talaxian homeworld. In the Talaxian accent, ancient tongue, Vaadwaur meant foolish. Including that they called anyone who allowed themselves to be deceived by an enemy. And then we've got designing the Vaadwaur fighter. We've got some different designs there. And then the location of the destroyed city. It's very... and then you can see there's two shots. You can just see Voyager parked there, and then you see a close-up of Voyager there. So he's one in all, big to make the thing. I think this one's better to make it look a little bit bigger in the scene there. And then we've got a destroyed city. It's very Fallout. I like it. And then we've got Voyager in the subspace corridor there. So we've got special effects season 6. FX team of Starship Voyager explain how they tackle the biggest shows from season 6 in terms of special effects. Yeah, they really up their production value in season 6. Then we've got the city under attack there, which is really cool. And then we've got the Voyager taking off, and then you've got the Delta Flyer in the graviton ellipse, I think. Which is a really silly anomaly, if I remember rightly. Now Eagle Moss, I would like this ship, please, the Ares 4. Which would be really cool. Then we've got on screen Jeff Allen, who played Vaadwaur scientist Gedrin in Dragon's Teeth, had previously played Ensign Daniel Sutter. Picture below. Star Trek Next Generation episode Imaginary Friend. Similarly, Robert Nepper, who co-starred as Dragon's Teeth Vaadwaur military leader Gaul, had previously played Wyatt Miller in Next Generation episode Haven. His character was a human physician who was due to marry Deanna Troi before he had a change of heart. Footage from Dragon's Teeth showing the building being blown up by a missile was later used in an alternate credit sequence on Star Trek Enterprise. Specifically, it was the two-part episode In a Mirror Darkly, where a tenor ship fires on an alien world pictured below. Dragon's Teeth was originally going to be a two-part episode, but then writing the screenplay, Baron Barag and Joe Menesky decided it would make a better single episode. No, I think it'd have been a quite good two-parter. And then we get the ship itself. So, onto the ship. Now this is really cool. That is really fucking cool. It feels very Star Wars, if I'm honest. It's got a real Star Wars vibe to it. But it's fucking cool. I really like it. The clear plastic nacelles are fantastic on this one. I've been playing around with it. If you put a light in there, light pipes everything. Now I'm wondering if I could actually physically get some lights in there, but I'm no good at electronics, so if anybody's out there that's done it, let me know. Yeah, it's got some real nice panel details. It's got some nice grey, not really Aztec. Oh, excuse me. We've got some grey panel lines and some green highlights up there, and then you've got the impulse engines there. It's got 6 impulse engines. I think they're more thrusters really. That looks like their reactor chamber there, and then you got the cockpit. And I think mine has a scratch on it. It does. Bastard. I've just noticed that. Yeah, mine's got a scratch on it. I'll be ringing Eagle Moss on Monday to get a replacement for that. Bollocks. Right. If somebody from Eagle Moss or Hero Collector is watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are, please, for the love of God, just have another pass of quality control, because some of these are getting a bit silly now. I'm almost ringing up every time I get a delivery going, can I have another one? I mean, granted, I have seen worse cases, but if it's most of us ringing up going, can I have a replacement? You know, they're going to stop doing it soon because it's just stupid. Just please, for the love of Jiminy, just another round of quality control. You know, I mean, it's nothing major, but I like these things to be perfect. I mean, I could say because it's been left 800 and something years, it's part of the design, but But anyway, apart from that, it's really nice, and I like the weapons on the front there. Like I say, it's very Star Wars. It's got a very yes, you could put that in Star Wars and it wouldn't look amiss, but this is fucking really nice. I really like it. And it's from a great episode as well. I mean, you've got all this sculpted detail in there. It's really cool. It's kind of primitive looking as well, but that's kind of part of the episode as well, because like I say, they're from the 14th century, like crop rotations. Oh, if anybody gets that reference, I'll be very, very, very surprised. But if you do, crop rotation of the 14th century, put it into the comments. Let's see if anybody gets that reference. So yeah, it is very, very cool. I really like it a lot. More of this sort of stuff, you know. I think the weapons at the front are a bit cockeyed. To be fair, that weapon placement is a little weird for me. I mean, that's part of the design of the ship, but see, me, if I was designing this ship, I would take those weapons from there and maybe attach them either here, or even up here. But that's me. I mean, like I say, it does feel very Star Warsy, and that's no bad thing. But it's also got that Star Trek vibe with the warp nacelles there. Yeah, the Vaadwaur were going to be the new big bad for season 6 and 7. Of course, they weren't. They're in one episode, and Janeway says at the end, well, I don't think we've heard the last of the Vaadwaur. But you really did, because you never saw him again. You really did, you didn't see him again. You did, like I said in the magazine there, they did encounter another Vaadwaur ship in the void. But other than that, that was it. So if we've got this one, can we have a hierarchy vessel, please, next? But yeah, this is really cool. I really like this a lot. And it comes with a stand as normal. And it just says, oh, this is a reprint. So letter B on the bottom there. Vaadwaur Fighter. It says Vaadwaur Fighter, and it says Assault Fighter on there. So, and it fits on the stand rather snugly, actually. Thus, very cool, very, very cool. Really like it a lot. Now, should you get this, if you're a Voyager fan, this should be high on your list. It's one of those ships that it's a one-episode ship, but it's a striking episode, and it's a striking looking ship. Okay, nothing's falling down. But yeah, I thoroughly love this ship. Yeah, more, please, more of this. So that's me. That's the Vaadwaur Assault Fighter. So if you would like me to carry on doing what I'm doing, why not consider donating to Patreon? We can get some cool things like your name in the credits, access to videos early, all that good stuff. I'm going to sort that page out, but even though it doesn't say that at the moment, but it will eventually. You can check out the playlist here of other Star Trek videos I've done, and why not? And if you like what I do, why not consider subscribing, liking the videos, sharing it around with everybody and all your friends, and check out my Transformers reviews, which I do too. So yes, and I will catch you all later. Bye for now.